This is the start of the 2015 Tas Pride March.
Tas Pride thing. A bit of a nuisance though with them taking the rainbow flag, because that used to belong to the New Ages.
The rainbow flag is the L.B.G.T.I community flag.
Yeah, but for decades beforehand, it used to be the New Ages flag, going back to about 1969.
This year we've got the Tasmanian Police Force marching.
I've got nothing against the L.B.G.T.I or whatever they are. I think they're good people, but the rainbow flag used to be ours.
We've even got Star Wars here. And Darth Vader.
Local supporter of same-sex marriage, Malcolm Turnbull. So much with us.
I was standing on the corner.
I found Jack Morgan
We'll train Tabby and we'll bring her next year with the horses. Jack rides horses. I have a dog. I was going to bring her today.
Hi.
She freaked out yesterday.
I love your nose.
I'd like to say I grew it myself.
Oh, okay.
Next year I'll have one that I grew myself.
You're going to be on YouTube, you realise? I'm glad the rain held off.
It won't be exactly when it's starting or anything yet, but anyway, just go along to it.
Weather just won't turn out. You want the whistle?
I've got a whistle.
Prepare for loud voices, don't lose it. I'm good thinking.
No one wants my whistle.
Sorry. Just lost the sticky on one side. And then someone brought out a whistle and Tabby would freak.
Cameraman is going to be on YouTube.
It's coming in lipstick now, Morgie.
The best thing is that we can walk straight through red traffic lights. Oh, we're going to have to stop. It's a red traffic light. Because the road we're about to cross is a busy road that goes to connect to the southern outlet. We go down to Kingston. I'll show you that for people
Last year we had to walk over here and then down.
That happened last year, but it was the next one up. If you didn't hear that, we had a whole people tooting their horns at us. That was brilliant. There's the Australian flag, the way it should be. And the wind is starting to pick up.
As long as it doesn't start raining.
Oh, don't say that. This is Tasmania, you know.
I'm newbie to Tasmania.
Well, Tasmania is known to have 4 seasons in one day because we're so close to the Antarctic.
I'm from South Australia, so it's like sun, sun, sun and sun.
Oh, send it down here then. We need it.
Everybody had it? That was good. Yeah, definitely good numbers.
I think if I got my information correctly, I'll have to check it up later, but I think Parliament House became Parliament in 1814.
Sorry?
1814 it became Parliament House. There's our Parliament House.
Here for that wonderful entertainment while we were waiting. Welcome to this year's Tas Pride Parade and Celebration Gathering. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional and original owners of the land on which we have walked on and now meet on here today, the Muwanina people. To pay my respects to those who have passed before us and to acknowledge today's Aboriginal people who are custodians of this land and some of whom may have walked and gathered with us here today. I would also like to acknowledge and express my respect and sincere thanks and admiration for those lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, intersex and queer elders who are gathered with us today. I won't mention any names. Without their courage, strength and resilience, Tasmania's LGBTIQ community wouldn't enjoy the rights, protections and freedoms that we do today. I recall being a young B.Ed student in Launceston in the mid-90s and being completely baffled when I learned that men whose sexual orientation was the same as mine were regarded as criminals by the law simply because of their gender and the gender of who they loved. I recall seeing on the news people like Rodney Croom and Nick Toonan and others behind the scenes who just wouldn't give up and kept fighting the good fight for all those without a voice. I recall the people I met as I started my own coming out journey. People in their 30s and 40s who were not out to their families or in their workplaces for fear of rejection or of losing their job. People may judge that as a sign of weakness, but those people were strong and resilient and doing everything within their power to make a better future for young LGBTI Tasmanians. I met someone last night on a cruise who had recently returned home to Hobart after having left over 2 decades earlier. They left because of the response to their coming out as a young 16-year-old gay person and their desire to have a better life than what they thought Tasmania could offer. They've now returned and can hardly believe the transformation that Tasmania has been through, to the point of having a festival such as this. It was around the exact same time of this person's leaving that Tas Pride, or GLC as it was then known, was formed by some of those strong, resilient, behind-the-scenes Tasmanians who had a vision for a better future for LGBTI people in this state. And it's because of them that the flag raising last week happened, and this parade and this festival of celebration exists today. So thank you. That's enough from me for now. It's now my honour to introduce a not so behind the scenes Tasmanian, someone who possibly wouldn't like to be called an elder, not yet at least. Someone who then played and continues to play a pivotal role in creating positive change for his fellow LGBTIQ sisters and brothers. This is perhaps the first of many times he will be introduced as the former Tasmanian Australian of the Year, Rodney Croom. Rodney's going to introduce our guest speaker.
Thanks, Lee, and thanks everyone. It's wonderful to see you all here today. So many wonderful smiling faces. Brightening and otherwise slightly grey Hobart day. It's fantastic. And yes, it's wonderful to be able to speak in my first official capacity as the former Tasmanian of the Year. It was a wonderful year. I met many wonderful people. But I'm glad the baton has been passed on to Jane Hutchinson, who was selected last night as the Tasmanian of the Year for 2016, who is a wonderful and worthy recipient of that award. And another wonderful and worthy person is the person that I'll be introducing to you today. Someone who I admire and respect very much, the Police Commissioner, Darren Hine. But let me tell you a few words about Darren and about the police before I invite him up here to speak. The Tasmania Police were the first Tasmanian government agency way back in 1991, I think it was, to begin a formal liaison and consultation with the LGBTI community in Tasmania. They were the first Tasmanian government agency to begin to train their own members in the issues of facing LGBTI people. Basically, they were the first Tasmanian government agency to take our community seriously and to want to talk to us. They were also the first police service in Australia to do that. The first police service to embark on training in LGBTI issues and to formally liaise with our community. And don't take my word for the important work that the Tasmanian Police have done. It's acknowledged around the world. Most recently, I think last year it was, when the Hong Kong Police were looking to begin their own LGBTI liaison program, and they wanted to find out what was happening in Australia, and they researched on the internet what was happening with the various police services and found that where most was happening, where there was the most innovation and the most development and the most liaison and the most training was here in Tasmania. And they came to Tasmania to find out what we were doing.
Feather in our cap.
And what's been really wonderful is to have Commissioner Hine in his position as the leader of Tasmania Police, building on that fantastic inheritance that he has as a commissioner from previous commissioners like Bishop McCready, building on that to work with the LGBTI community even more closely, to have more intensive training, to have training which is a model for police services in other states, as I've said already, to talk to LGBTI community representatives, to listen to what our concerns are, and to show leadership, real leadership, not only in the Tasmania Police but in the Tasmania community, showing leadership about how to end prejudice and foster inclusion. And the latest example of that was him and his fellow officers from the Tasmania Police marching today in the Pride Parade. Thank you very much. Now it's my very great honour to introduce Commissioner Darren Hine to talk to you a bit about his work and his hopes for the LGBTI community and the Tasmania Police. Thank you, Darren.
Thanks, Rodney, and can I add to the congratulations of no doubt everyone here about Rodney's role as not only an ambassador for Tasmania, but an ambassador for the LGBTI community, and congratulations on your last year as the Tasmanian of the Year. You've done a fantastic job and it's been a really privilege to work with you. Can I also pay respect to the traditional and original owners of this land of which we are meeting today. I think it's also very important today that we acknowledge that in the past, members of the LGBTI community have not always been treated with the respect and the equality that they quite rightly deserve. We know that in the past they've been reluctant to report crimes to police, and that is a worry certainly for myself. But we have recognised these issues and made a number of changes to ensure equality, not just for some, but for all. We aim to be an inclusive agency that values equity and believes in fair, consistent and inclusive behaviour when interacting with everyone in our community. The participation of uniformed police in today's parade seeks to influence future behaviour and demonstrate Tasmania Police's commitment to live in a state where we value and respect people regardless of sexuality and gender, and to show support for the LGBTI colleagues and members of the community. Over a number of years, Tasmania Police has made significant progress in building strong relationships with the L.B.G.T.I community, and again, Rodney has been influential in that. In 1998, Tasmania Police formed its first gay and lesbian police liaison committee with the aim of identifying and rectifying issues relating to police service delivery to the LGBTI community. This group has now grown into a much bigger and much more influential committee within Tasmania Police. The group that we've now formed identifies emerging trends and issues impacting upon the LGBTI community and police relations. Members of the working group comprises of all the police commanders from the geographic districts, members of the LGBTI community and the Anti-Discrimination Commissioner, who's here today as well. Tasmania Police also supports a network of LGBTI liaison officers who are located in each district throughout Tasmania. The liaison officer's mission is to contribute to the creation of a mutual trust between police and the LGBTI community, so we can have increasing confidence that we provide a quality policing community and service to everyone in the community which we live in. As Commissioner of Police and Chair of the Strategic Working Group, I'm committed to reducing the impact of crime and discrimination against members of the LGBTI community. I can say that I want to live in an inclusive community that respects diversity. I want to work for a police service that learns from history and learns from our past mistakes so we don't repeat them. I thank you for inviting us today to participate and making us feel welcome part of the parade today. It has meant a lot for all of us who have marched today, and I know it means a lot for the community which we live. And thank you again for coming along. We certainly support the L.G.B.T. community, and we certainly want to work even closer with that community. So thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Commissioner Hine, for being here to speak with us today, for walking with us, and for making it possible for members of Tas Police to walk with us officially and in uniform. It really does speak volumes about the positive change that has happened and continues to happen within Tasmania Police as an organisation. To my knowledge, amongst those walking with us today are a mixture of senior officers and those recently graduated from the Academy. Let's have one more round of applause. So before I let you go, I've just got a couple more things to wrap things up. Just some of the key events, first of all, that you really shouldn't miss in the festival. And we do have something for everyone, depending on what you're into. For those who enjoy a bit of cabaret, a highlight of the festival is tomorrow night's show by Miss I'm a Star. Don't miss that out at the Mona Arts Centre, not Mona. And also next Saturday night at the Festival Hub over in the Founders Room is Dolly Diamond. And also midweek, a fundraiser for Working It Out, Entertain for Another's Gain. So get online and check that is out and to make sure you make a booking. Oh, I'm just being informed that Dolly also has a guest, a surprise, so don't miss that one. A couple of other highlights. I've got the Barefoot Bowls on Monday night. There's a bushwalk tomorrow as well. These are some family-friendly ones. There's a great cake bake-off happening at the Farmgate Market next Sunday, and the Pride Ride also from Cornelian Bay. Get out your push bikes. Up north next weekend, don't miss them out either. There's a Diversity Street Party in Launceston and the Northwest Out in the Park barbecue happening in Ulverston. If you like arts and books and films, there's various things, book launches, films, Artfully Queer opening of the winners of Artfully Queer are having an exhibition at Penny Contemporary, which is very exciting. There's a recovery brunch next Saturday, closing drinks on Sunday. A couple of other dance party type events. We had the opening party last night, but also the Tas to Mardi Gras fundraiser, Friday the 13th party. So if you want to head up to Sydney for the Mardi Gras next year, there's a group going, so come along and support that. And a gender bender party after the Dolly Diamond Cabaret on Saturday night as well over at the Founders Room. Finally, a plug for some research that Working It Out are doing. If you identify as a trans or non-binary Tasmanian, head over and see them at their stall. They're doing some research and we'd really like people to be participating in that. And that's happening, the research stuff's happening tomorrow. There's groups happening. There's a whole bunch of other tables over there as well. Just head on over and get information about all sorts of things. Say hello. Tas Pride programs over there as well, I hope. I think that's all, except to say a final thanks to everyone for being here today, for participating, for parading, and for really joining in with the spirit of the occasion, especially those who are here for the first time. And you really do, by being here, you really do continue to participate and make a difference in the positive changes happening for Tassie's LGBTI community. So thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Wonderful Tasmania Police Force. First year participating in the parade. Hopefully many more. Well, that's another Tas Pride Festival over for this year. And please subscribe. I really would like you to subscribe, please. Thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Bye.